Good morning, brother, and welcome to another daily devotional in the book of Philippians. I trust that you're benefiting in some measure from these. So, we were thinking yesterday about these words of Paul that his readers are to work out their salvation with fear and trembling. And I pointed out that it's most certainly not mean that they are to work out their salvation in the sense of earning or contributing to their salvation by means of good works. Rather, Paul was telling them that they are to work out in their life, in the present, what God has already worked in them by his grace in their hearts. So Paul says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. First thing that I want us to think about, and we'll think about this this morning in our daily devotions, is that Paul is calling the people in Philippi to practical action. He says, work out your salvation. He's talking about engaging in the practical outworking of their Christian faith. There is something for them to do. It's an exhortation which, if it is to be followed, if it's to be obeyed, it will necessitate them taking some kind of action in respect of their day-to-day living. So when it comes to the whole area of salvation in the present tense, the area of sanctification, the believer has a very real and very practical role to play. Yes, it is God who is working in us by his Spirit to make us more holy, but he is working in us to will and to do. In other words, not only does God work, but we also have a role to play when it comes to our being made more holy. We are not passive, we are to be active. You and I are to control our tongue. You and I are to not covet. You and I are to be loving and patient and gentle and kind. You and I are to make sure that we do not engage in any forbidden sexual gratification. You and I are to be the ones who get up and turn off the television when the programme is unwholesome. You and I are to be honest in our dealings with other people, truthful in all the comments that we make and so on. This is a very practical exhortation. Work out your salvation. The Christian life requires us to move and do and act and behave. It is a doing thing. Believers are not to simply let go and let God. That is not how you become holy. We become holy by us taking action and taking responsibility for our own lives. Yes, we do it by the power of the Holy Spirit. Yes, we do it as a result of the Spirit of God working in us, giving us those desires, but we are to work these things out. So Paul calls them to practical action. And as you go about your daily responsibilities today, whether it's in your home, among your family members, whether it's in your place of work, whether it's in an office, on a farm, whether it's in a ward, in a hospital where you work, wherever it is, you are to work out your salvation. You are the one who is to make sure that you take responsibility for your actions, for your words, for your attitudes, for your behaviour. So, brethren, think about these things. And as you go into the day, pray, asking God to give you the strength to put into action the things that you know you ought to do in order that you might work out your salvation in fear and trembling. May God grant that all of us might know his help to do that, and that all of us would take upon ourselves the responsibility to do that, to the glory of his name. Have a good day.